Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review, another revisiting review for another film for 20th anniversary. I've already reviewed this film a while back. You can check it out on the original video, but just quickly revisiting because today, October 23rd, came out this day for 1998, so 20 years ago. A film that I seen a couple times with my dad growing up. Well, when I was little. Never remember not caring for it though, but maybe it's because I wasn't into it back then though. But nowadays I've grown to enjoy it, and as such now I'm a big fan of Kurt Russell. He's a star in this. I've enjoyed it more, so I'm glad I enjoyed it nowadays more than I did back when I was little. And that is the 20th anniversary visiting of Soldier, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Even though on the back says Paul Anderson though, but Paul W.S. Anderson, who going to direct the first, not the second or the third of the Resident Evil films. He didn't direct the first two and three though, but directed ones afterwards. I'm not a fan of the Resident Evil films anyway, but he directed the first one and the ones after number three. But before this, he directed Mortal Kombat, which I enjoy, and then he directed horror, a horror favorite of Event Horizon, and then going to direct the year after this. And then he directed the 2007 remake of Death Race, which I enjoy, but that was the only good film afterwards, like after Death Race. That was the only good film he did since then. He directed Three Musketeers and didn't care for than the related Resident Evil films. But I didn't care for the Resident Evil films anyway. But the only good films he had: Death Race, Soldier, Mortal Kombat, and Event Horizon. The only good ones he's done. Well, oh yeah, I forgot to mention Alien vs Predator. I didn't honestly care for. There was a couple positive things I can say about it though, but overall, no, not an AVP though. But Soldier, um, now with Soldier, well, I say check out my review, but I'm trying to say, but it's just I like the fact that when they said this was supposed to be sharing the same universe with Blade Runner, like a spin-off sequel to Blade Runner, because there was like some. I think they made there's certain connections with it on with with Blade Runner. I think um, there was a couple things. I think the two of the vehicles I think you saw in Blade Runner, but they said they're supposed to be in the shared same universe. That was intriguing to me. Having a little bit like the Marvel universe nowadays, how like Guardians of the Galaxy up there and Avengers down here on Earth. But I was interested to see how this being the same universe with Blade Runner, one with Harrison Ford. So, but I was intrigued. I was interesting about that. And as for casting, Kurt Russell, I think he does a good job in this film. He plays Todd, a soldier, most of the time most time throughout the entire movie. He says very little. He says like about a little over 100 words throughout the entire film, and he does a good job, And as this character Todd, and the whole thing is that in this film, there's this trend. There's the army or a military. I will say military. They're trained, from raising these soldiers from birth, and it shows like our main character Todd, growing up throughout the years, like this military teaching them about violence, and like all these kids are forced to sit these vicious dogs tear this pig apart. Like one looks away, they're be forced to put their heads back the same way to watch this stuff. And we see Todd, he's become the most intelligent of all these groups because he's leading the flag of the kids on the run. He's doing all these tests, and even this, like this military takes no crap because even if a kid like in these other running as they're running or on the road, if one falls behind, you see this kid fall behind because these people don't tolerate like obsolete soldiers. So this one falls behind, car car comes up, they just shoot the kid. You don't see it though, but you hear when they're running, you just hear the noise indicating they shot the kid. Because they don't tolerate obsolete soldiers, so they want them to be as top notch and perfect as possible. So you don't have time for this. That's why they shot the kid because they don't tolerate slowing down, whatever. So it's like okay, and Kurt Russell, you see him go and you see him going through all these different battles, like one time in the snow, or even one on a moon in a astronaut outfit, and all these battles he's going through. Even in training, he's shooting all these hostile targets. Like even one hostile target's behind an innocent, teach him to shoot through the innocent to get to kill the target. So like one instance in the snow, a guy is holding a woman hostage. Kurt Russell, through his training, he shoots the woman to get to the guy, to shoot the guy as well. So that's the way he was trained. And you see, like when after all is done, you see a file on on Todd's on his file. Let's see like the medals, honors he wore. You get little references to characters he's played in other films, like Pliskin medal, like Snake Plissken, Escape from New York, or McCready, like John Carpenter's Thing, or Burton, like Jack Burton. So all these like these little characters he's played in other films. That was kind of a cool nod to those characters because I like all those characters. So it was kind of cool. They like, all these awards or medals he's won, they're named after characters he's played in other films. And then the leader who run this place is played by Gary Busey, and he leads. He's in charge of the old veterans, and you get this new group of soldiers led by Jason Isaacs. He does a good job in the film. I like Jason Isaacs, and one of the soldiers is played by his name is Kane, played by Jason Scott Lee, who's really ripped in this because remember in Disney's The Jungle Book from 1994. Here he's just like all ripped, and he does a good job, Jason Scott Lee. How these new soldiers are more enhanced, like DNA, a little bit enhanced DNA and stuff like that. Like doing a few tests, like with Todd, he's doing it on his run, then and he's way ahead of Jason Scott Lee, and Jason Scott Lee he goes and runs faster than him, more enhanced though. And then he goes up the chain, and even two more veterans go up there. He takes the first two out. Todd is trying to do best to take him. Even rips one of, even though he's biting down. Jason Scott Lee's biting on Kurt Russell's arm. He's enduring the pain. Rips out his eye. But he falls though, and Jason Isaacs, you're telling Gary Busey, because Todd was our best man. You don't get it, do you, Captain? Your men are obsolete. So he says, takes him to the this garbage plant where he gets dumped, and where you get to see where he's right here. You see this battleship right there, and it's a trash planet. He gets dumped there, and he gets found by these people who were put there because they were supposed to go to a planet called the Trinity Moons, but they were put here instead. They've been making this their home. So he gets there's a sandstorm blowing, he gets blown, but he gets found by the people, and one of amongst them is Michael Chiklis. It was nice to see him in this. And Connie Nelson, there's this couple played by Connie Nelson and Sean Pertwee. They basically take him in. Connie Nelson, she's been in a few films recently. She was in Wonder Woman. I think she played Diana's mother, Connie Nelson. Yeah, but she recently starred in that. But she's been in other films too, Connie Nelson. And Sean Pertwee, which he's gonna start. He stars in another film which I'll review towards close to Halloween, which I'll review. But he was also previously in Event Horizon. He's in Gotham. He plays Alfred. But he's in this, and they have a young son who's mute, which that's actually the little kid from Volcano. With Tom Lee Jones' daughter was looking after when he runs off. As the building falls, the daughter is with the boy. That boy is the mute kid in this film. And when they're sitting at dinner, tells him how he got here, and he's like, "I was replaced by a better soldier, sir." And he always says "sir," even to Connie Nelson, who was a woman, but he still says "sir." And it's also it just shows how he's been helping with the people, like planting or helping with Michael Chiklis when he gets caught, just rolling him in, pulling him in. And I think he injured himself, Kurt Russell. That's why for most of the film, they didn't stress like before he got hurt, he's standing, and then most of the time he's sitting down or lying down, or whatever. But he does a good job though, with very little dialogue that he has. He shows he's helping with the people, and he feels now over time he has his face expression is pretty much the same like this though, but he's grown to like these people. they treat him good, and but for one time though, he he's punching, right. He's punching this metal thing, and he's in flash to another war. He was there was a little girl there, and he thought it was mistaken. He mistaken Michael Chiklis as a soldier, and he gets kind of spooked by him. And then with a little kid with these poisonous snakes, teaching him how to kill it. And that leads to them, they eventually had to kick him out because of his training, how the way he was trained, a little hostile. Also, they booed him out though. But Sean Pertwee saw and Connie Nielsen saw how the little boy killed a snake because it was gonna bite them. So he saved him. So they were wrong about him. So Sean Pertwee goes out there, and then it cuts with Jason Isaacs, Gary Busey, and the other people. They go to this planet to explore it because they don't know it's inhabited. And Jason Scott Lee's in one vehicle. They see them. They shoot at him, and Sean Pertwee gets his leg blown off though, and he dies. And then they evade. The people, like especially like the leader of the group. She stands there saying, "God help us," because trying to negotiate. But Jason Scott Lee just point blank just shoots her with a rocket. And then you get forward, Kurt Russell becomes a badass. Like, sorry that I'm sorry about that. I guess with this new DVD player, I guess it can't be paused for very long, or so it's playing on its own now. That's gonna be another. That's gonna be a thing. That's gonna be a little annoying if I can't pause it long enough. It's gonna go on its own. So I'm sorry for that cut there. If you when you heard that. But I was saying that the fight with Jason Scott Lee, it's decent, and Kurt Russell is decent though, but it could have been put on a little more. But eventually he eventually overtakes Jason Scott Lee, breaks his neck, and the soldiers see him. The old soldiers, they salute him. And Gary Busey, like I said, he kind of cares for the old veterans because when they were getting ready to leave, and he gives Riley, and it's been 7 more minutes, and Jason Isaac says, "Fuck him, just go." He's like, "Abandon them? I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that." But and so he doesn't like that. So he just goes up. He's going to confront him. Jason Isaac just shoots Gary Busey, and then the old soldiers, they just take them, and the other guy and the female girl that was with them, and Jason Isaacs. Kurt Russell's standing there, and then finally that Jason Scott Lee, not Jason Scott Lee, Jason Isaacs, they're both Jasons. So Jason Isaacs, he gets put in front of Kurt Russell, and he's like all scared of him, and then he pisses himself. It's like, please. Then he pisses himself. They get thrown out there as they take the residents of the planet on the planet there, and the soldiers, they take off. They have to stop the bomb, but Jason Isaacs puts in the wrong code in, and boom, blows the planet up. They all die, and they set the course for the Trinity Moons, which was the original place the people were going to go for. So, and that was a little bit of a sweet ending where the new boy approaches him. Kurt Russell picks him up, and Ryan looks at him, and then Kurt Russell gets a little nod, and just points out and sails toward the Trinity Moon. So it was a sweet ending. So Paul W.S. Anderson, I think he does a good job with the film still. It only his work from the 90s are the best, like Mortal Kombat, Event Horizon, Soldier. I even like Death Race with Jason Statham, but that's about it though. Like, I'm not a fan of the Resident Evil films. I didn't care for Alien vs Predator or Three Musketeers from 2011. And so, yeah, just so 4 of his films I like. So yeah, Death Race, this film, Event Horizon, and Mortal Kombat. So he does a good job. I'll give credit to them, and also the writers, like written by David Peoples, I would put it. I think he wrote on the other 2 ones that Paul W. Anderson did. But and the music by Joel McNeely was decent score, and the film is about 99 minutes, so it's fairly paced. Slow, a little fast. It's fairly. I'll put it in the It's in the middle. And the film came out. The film bombed. If the film bombed, not to mention, cost $60 million, only made $14 million. So yeah, the film was a major box office bomb, sadly. But I think this film was meant to be in the summer. If it came out in October, close to Halloween, I think the film, to me, the film didn't deserve to bomb though, but it has a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.0 on IMDb. On Rotten Tomatoes, disagree with that. I give it a much higher rating. 6.0 is decent though, but 12% I disagree with that. And to me, the film didn't deserve to bomb. I enjoy it now more as I did back then when I was little, but I enjoy Soldier. So 20th anniversary, 20 years later, I think it's still a good film. And like I said, sharing the same universe with Blade Runner, I thought that was interesting. And Kurt Russell, he does a good job in the film as Todd. Nice to see as the supporting cast. Jason Scott Lee was good. Nice to see Michael Chiklis, Gary Busey. I enjoy. He was fine. Too bad he got shot because he always seemed to die in most of his movies, but still. Jason Isaacs, Connie Nelson, Sean Pertwee. But yeah, that's my 20th anniversary me revisiting on Soldier. I still gave it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned on the next movie review later.